Hey, what's going down, folks? This is NaptownBorn coming at you with the post fight. Lamont Peterson, Tim Bradley, Vitaly Klitschko, and Kevin Johnson, and Juan Diaz versus Polly, the motherfucking man, Malignaggi. All right, first up, I gotta get the one I got wrong out the way. Lamont Peterson did just about as good as I thought Lamont Peterson would do. The problem is, Tim Bradley is apparently way fucking better than I thought he was. I can't take nothing away from the dude. I was before the fight, that's for sure. And Daweed or Daweed or whatever your name is, man, yeah, you got it right. Yeah, you got it right. I was totally wrong for talking about Tim Bradley the way I did, but it's not just the Campbell fight I'm concerned with these headbutts. It's just that it just seems like any good fight he's in, there's some kind of headbutt involved. And no, the first headbutt didn't seem intentional. The second one seemed like, a guy with Tim Bradley's kind of headbutting skills kind of would have planned something like that, but it really made no fucking difference because it was like the first or second round and then the 12th. And, Lamont Peterson was getting owned by then. Tim Bradley got a little bit more pop in his punch than I thought he did. He's got a little bit more skill than I thought he did. I'd really like to see this guy fight somebody like Juan Diaz or Paulie Malignaggi or Amir Khan. And I no longer take anything away. I used to say no head, no win, but he really didn't use that head to win tonight. He got Lamont Peterson and he got him good. So that was I was wrong on that, and that's my bad. But let's do Vitaly Klitschko and Kevin Johnson first. Look, man, no matter what the announcers say, sometimes you just got to mute them guys. If Kevin Johnson would have thrown some more shots or created more in offense, he might have had more of a victory over Vitaly Klitschko. Get the fuck out of here. If he had thrown more punches, he'd have left himself open more. Klitschko did what he had to do against a defensive, evasive fighter to win. And he did it much better than Carl Froch beat Darrell. Okay, if you want to go with the aggressor, you go with Vitaly Klitschko in this kind of fight. Darrell was the guy who did throw more. I ain't gonna fucking get into it. Anyway, Klitschko was gonna win this fight. This was not a fight that Klitschko was gonna lose. I really couldn't see any argument for against Klitschko in this fight. I'll be right back. Hold on. One more sec. Got this shit off camera. Anyway, Vitaly Klitschko was bound and determined to own this dude, and he owned this dude. I didn't have Kevin Johnson winning one fucking round in that fight. It was a complete whitewash. The best fight, though, Paulie Malignaggi versus Juan Diaz, the one we all really wanted to see because of the bullshit that happened last time. In my opinion, it was bullshit. In my opinion, Malignaggi should be 2-0 over Diaz, but now he's 1-1, and he's rightfully 1-1. He stepped it up. He threw more right hands. He circled him more. Yes, he was flat-footed early in the early rounds, but he said it right after the fight. Paulie Malignaggi is very knowledgeable about the things he does in there. Listen to him. That's exactly what he did. Diaz wasn't given the pressure early. Malignaggi decided to take that time and let it be known that he was going to stand there in the middle if you weren't going to pressure him. And when he started pressuring him, Malignaggi was boxing Diaz, coming inside all the time, all night. Diaz would come in, Malignaggi hit him some shots, try and run out the way, and sometimes the Diaz would catch up and land his own combinations. And the rounds that Diaz won, he won because he had a few more bursts than he had before. Diaz had bursts. He's not a constant punch-throwing fighter. We used to know him. He used to constantly throw punches. But now he didn't do that against Malignaggi, and I think it's because Malignaggi was just too fast for Diaz. I really think that was the key factor in this fight, was Malignaggi's speed just disrupted Diaz's attempts to mount an offensive. He just couldn't do it. He pulled it off for a few rounds. I had it 8 rounds to 4. Fuck that knockdown. It wasn't a knockdown, but it didn't make a difference in the fight. That was horrible refereeing, but good judging. So, and I got to agree with Max Kellerman at the end of this, too. After a year of very bad decisions, very bad ref calls, we have one bad ref call and very good judges' scorecards tonight. So I really appreciate that. But I mean, hey, I give all credit to people who called me out on my bullshit. So Dawid Zowski or whatever your name is, man, you called me out on my bullshit about Tim Bradley, and I gotta admit I was wrong on that one. But as far as Malignaggi Diaz is concerned, I don't think Malignaggi's gonna make as much noise as he wants to make, especially at this weight. But Diaz isn't really gonna go anywhere. They said he might derail after this fight, and he should have been derailed after the last fight. I mean, Malignaggi put up a way better performance this time and kind of put the nail in the coffin, if you know what I mean. So, well deserved for Paulie Malignaggi. He fought well. He fought real well. And I gotta dig that. This is a card with some good decent matchups on it. But as far as the Klitschko's are concerned, you're not gonna find Povetkin's gonna fight Vladimir the first part of next year, first part of 2010. If anybody would have a chance against Klitschko that's in the division now and top ranked, it would be Povetkin, but he don't have a chance against Klitschko. So, whatever. My Berto Mosley breakdown and all that shit will happen a couple weeks before the fight. But, tonight was good. Tonight was good for boxing, I think. One bad ref call where that knockdown shouldn't have been called a knockdown. It was bullshit. So, another controversy to add to Paulie Malignaggi versus Juan Diaz. Maybe they'll turn it into a trilogy. I know I'd like to see him fight again, wouldn't y'all? But no, I still don't think this goes down as fight of the year. Paul Williams and Martinez is fight of the year for sure. On my next video, I'm gonna ask y'all what y'all think too.